Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. All right, so this is a AWS certified solution architect training program. So hope all of you are in the right training program. The topics which are going to be going cover here, and we'll go and start from there. All right, let me just pull up here a sheet for us. Okay, here is the sheet which I'm trying to create. Let me go and add the dates for this training program. We are beginning first day of December. So what I need from you is I just want to know your name here, uh, the which uh, which vertical, which industry, which part of the experience you do carry in the IT industry. Okay, so primarily which domain you come from, and then how much experience you do have in terms of years. And I also want to know that do you have any exposure with the Windows and the Linux operating system? Do you have with the both, or you're only familiar with the Windows? All right, and then I also want to know that what your expectations are from this course. Okay, I think that's gonna be good to start with. So I just want to know your name, the which domain experience you do carry. Do you are you coming from a solution architect, system admin, storage admin, network admin, developer? So what kind of an experience you do carry? So I'm just going to be sharing the link for the sheet. As soon as you click on the link, you should be able to see this sheet in the browser and you can able to edit this one. Okay, let me just go and share this sheet with you. So this sheet can be shared with the multiple people at the same time. So I request you not to, try editing the of top 5 lines because that's where everyone is trying to go and try to update that one. So let's try avoiding that. And I'm going to be sharing the link here in the chat. So you should have that now. All right, so thank you very much, everyone. So I do see a lot of decent information here. Okay, okay, great, very very nice. Okay, so we have a good mixed crowd here. I do see people from the all different background and a lot of good experience here. And okay, we have a person only familiar with the Mac, doesn't have the Windows or the Linux background or the exposure to that. So unfortunately, we will not be able to create Mac machines. So you need to have a knowledge of Windows or the Linux machines. Okay, so that is what is must. Otherwise, you will not be able to continue and work with this course. So that's a prerequisite. If you can just gain some uh, Windows or Linux. Can I download a VM for Linux? No, I'm not asking for you to have a machine of it because within the cloud, we are going to be going and creating some of the servers, and those servers are going to be either Windows or Linux based. So I just want to know that if you have a knowledge of the Windows or Linux or not. Okay, Windows, both. Okay, all right. So looks like we have a mixed crowd, and lot many of you are aware of the Linux operating system as well. So that's great. That's very nice. And if I look at the expectation from all of you, okay, deploying the servers, gain the understanding of the AWS and the cloud, exposure to the AWS. All right. Okay, career change to the AWS, hands on the AWS services and the certification. Okay, that's good. Again, the certification part here, understanding the concept. Okay, career with the as a cloud engineer. Okay, databases within the AWS. That's a good choice. Right, a deep dive into the AWS services. Okay, so Satish, this course is not an advanced course or not into the deep dive of it. It's a solution architect course and gonna be giving you a good overview on all the different AWS services. But if you're looking for a deep dive into a specific area of the AWS services, I think you need to go and look for some specialty courses. So for best practice and the cloud security, so there's a different track for the cloud security and in the specialty area. I'll point that out when I'm going to be sharing the roadmap with you. Okay, detailed understanding. Right. So again, as I said, this is a level one training program, and it may not be having a very detailed background of all the services. Okay, project is moving to the cloud next year and gonna be learning to the AWS. That's very, very nice. That's great. Understanding AWS and hands-on practice with it. All right, that's all looks great. Okay, that's all looks great. So we do have people from the telecom, coding, storage, integration, system admin, all that background here. That's really cool. All right, very, very nice. Let's get started here, and let me actually share that what exactly this course is, where it stands, and what to expect from this training program. So let me go ahead and take a reference from the Amazon certification roadmap page here. Okay, so here I am. Let me go and share this link with you so that you can also go and browse and check the information here. Okay, so let me scroll it down. Okay, so this is what actually I want to share with you. So these are the different tracks which are role based being offered by the Amazon, and you need to pick which is the correct one for you as a beginner or as an intermediate or at an expert level. So if I can point and expand more on that, you will find that there's a first step here, and that is the foundational. So if you are new to the cloud technologies and not aware of that, how exactly cloud works, so this is actually a starting point for you. But if you are already working in the IT industry for a couple of years and already familiar with the how the virtualization is done and how virtual machines works, maybe within the VMware or Hyper-V, then you don't need this one. Then the level one of the certification we do have is the associate level. This is the level one or the next level here. And the foundation level is also recommended sometime, to the people who are from a project management or from the management offices, so they can actually go and use this information. So level one here, which we have is for the solution architect, for the developers, for the sysop administrators. So it is going to be the first level of course and going to be giving you qu- quite a knowledge on all the different services. But it's going to be more on the horizontal side. It's going to be covering more of the landscape, not going into much more greater detail. If you're looking for a greater detail of some specific tracks, you can go for the professional level or you can go for the specialty level as well. For example, if you are looking for advanced level of architect, so go for a professional level of solution architect or maybe the DevOps engineer. In case you are interested in the machine learning or security or big data or advanced networking, so these are the different tracks available for the specialty, and they give a deep dive on those tracks, and it is expected that you should have at least 2 to 5 years of working experience working with these technologies before you actually go for this particular track. All right, please let me know if you have any questions here. So what this training program is all about, we are actually gonna be talking about the level one. Okay, we are here at the level one, and we are going to be talking about the solution architect associate level. This is where we are. Okay, I'm going to be talking more on this particular certification, specifically how the exam looks like, how many questions will be there, the level of difficulty in there, and how much is the cost, duration of the exam. So we'll talk about that in a while. Any question from this particular slide? Okay, I don't see any questions here. So it looks like we are good here. All right. So let me go ahead and all right. Shiva is asking that is it mandatory for to go for the foundation one? No, Shiva, it is not mandatory. If you have uh, some experience of the IT industry, and if you already know that how virtual machines works, so this foundation course is not required. I do have another question here saying that any coding knowledge is required. No, no, Durga. We don't need any kind of a coding knowledge here. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and pull up the agenda for the training, that what all the stuff we are going to be going and talking about here on this training program. So let me go to the learning management system here and then try pulling up the training contents here. Okay. All right, so here's a slide here. All right, so how to make the best use of this live session? So the advantage here is that you can actually take up this course by sitting at office, home, or anywhere you want. And the flip side here is that we are in a virtual environment, so you don't see me, and you will not see me if I'm going to be taking a pause for sneezing, coughing, or drinking water. Okay, so if you see there is some silence, so if I'm not able to fill the silence, so there's no need to worry if you don't see me talking for 2 minutes. So that's normal. Okay, and we are going to be having a three hours long session. So we are going to be actually taking uh, at least one or maybe two breaks at times. Sometime we take a one long break and one short break. So let's see how it goes. So we're going to be giving you a short break so that you can have some snacks, coffee, and recharge yourself, replenish yourself, re-energize yourself, and continue the learning. And this particular course is going to be, I think, 80 to 90%. It's going to be hands-on, and I'm actually going to be going you all the demonstrations here, and I will also be requesting you to follow me along. Okay, I will be requesting you to follow me along so that so that you are going to be getting a hands-on exposure. Okay, that's about the some of the ground rules here. Okay. All right, let me try getting the agenda here. So we are actually going to be trying to talk about all the different verticals here in the technology. We are actually going to be going and starting with the virtual machines, and then going to be moving toward the all different areas. So let me pull up the slide here. It's going to be giving you a better idea. So here it is. We are going to be starting over the virtual machines and going to be looking at that how the virtual machines works, and that is where we are going to be talking about under the EC2. Then we are also going to be talking about that how we can actually create a highly available and scalable environment, and that is where we are going to be going and learning it with the help of our load balancers, and also going to be looking at the scaling part of it, that how we can scale it. We're also going to be talking about the security and how we do manage the resources and the access part within the Amazon. After that, virtual machines, we are going to be going and talking about the storage options, that the different type of storages which are available, and how to utilize that one. What different storages are there, and in which category they fall in, which storage fits your need. Then we have a database section. It's going to be talking about the different type of databases which are available in the Amazon, and also going to be giving you a hands-on experience working with those. This is the networking section of it, and we are going to be talking about that how we can create our own private secure network within the Amazon cloud. Application services and some of the serverless platforms, and what exactly do we mean the term DevOps, and what options are available for the DevOps on the AWS. Some of the more services such as monitoring, auditing, configuration management, we are also going to be looking at that. Okay, so let me just flip the slide and getting started with the Amazon Web Services introduction part here. Okay, that's where we're gonna be starting with here. Okay, before we actually go and try to understand the AWS cloud, so let's begin with that. What exactly the cloud is? So what your understanding is for the cloud here? Okay, so when we talk about the cloud, so what do you mean by a cloud? So I'm going to be taking a help of a Wikipedia here to help you understand that what do we mean by the cloud computing. Okay, so let me try opening up the Wikipedia here, and I'm going to be searching for information saying cloud computing. And if I read this information for you, it says cloud computing is a shared pool of configurable system resources. Okay, it says the cloud computing is whenever you have a pool of resources. And how do you create that pool of resources is a different story. You might create a pool by using the local resources, the resources which already exist within your data center, or you might want to go and use the resources from the different vendors. And what all the different kind of resources you are going to be pulling in so that you can go and consume them. Here we have a very good picture which is going to be showing you that what all different sources are going to be making up this pool. So here we are. So as you can see in this picture, we do have the all different sort of components making up this pool. In this pool, we do have some of the resources coming from the infrastructure side, such as we have compute. Compute means the servers which are going to be giving you some kind of a CPU and the RAM to use. And then we have the storage. That is where the block storage comes in, similar to the hard disk which you have. Network components, databases, storage, runtime environment, collaboration softwares, all that stuff here. Okay, all that stuff here. So that means I'm going to be going and creating a pool of all different services. And the benefit here is if I'm going to be having all those different services available in a pool, it's going to be much easier for to provision and use those services. If I need a database to use, I can simply go to the pool and say, hey, I need a database to use, and I'm going to be using that one. And as soon as I'm done using it, I can return those resources back to the pool. So that's what the cloud is. That's how the cloud works. That's what the flexibility cloud gives to you. And if I go and compare that with the traditional infrastructure model, that is going to be very tedious job, and it involves a lot of capital investment in there. For example, if I want to create a one of the database servers, I need to go through a different process here. First is I do need to procure a server on which I would like to go and install the operating system, and then install and configure the databases so that I can go and consume that one. All right. So as a first step, I need to procure a server, and that's not an easy task. I need to go to the procurement team, raise a purchase order, send that over to the vendor, and vendor is going to be delivering that server to my data center. And once I receive that server in my data center, I then need to go and rack them and cable them, mount them, and then start using it. So that means there's quite a lot of efforts involved, time involved while working with the all that stuff. And once the server is cabled and available, then someone has to go and install the operating system. Someone has to go and configure the database so that it can be consumed. And if after using for a couple of weeks or a month, if you decide that you don't need that server, then again it's going to be a challenge that now who is going to be owning that server and who is going to be paying for that server. So those were kind of really great challenges around the traditional infrastructure. The reason we have the cloud came into the picture, and that's where the flexibility is being offered by the cloud. So in cloud, I can just go and provision the services, and when I don't need, I can go and return that back into the cloud, so that it can be assigned to who needs more, who want to use them, and I can go and use these resources on demand. If I need it now, I can just order them now, and I will be paying for the resources the time I'm using it. If I'm using it for 2 hours, so I'll just pay for the 2 hours and then return back to the pool. If I'm going to be using for a week or a month, so I will pay accordingly. So that means my my expenses are no more a kind of a capital expenditure, but it's more of a kind of an operational expenditure. Means the time the resources are going to be operational for me, I'm just going to be paying them, right? So if you see these resources are actually divided into three different layers or three different categories here. The layer or the category which we have here on the bottom here is infrastructure, and this layer is sometimes also known as infrastructure as a service, or IaaS. Okay, we also call that the IaaS, infrastructure as a service. So here in the infrastructure as a service, I'm just going to be going and procuring a kind of hardware components there, or infrastructure components over there, and I'm going to be using them as I like, as I require. For example, I'm just going to be going and taking a compute server here, and after that it is going to be my wish that which kind of an operating system, which kind of software I want to install on that. I will have full control on that. Similarly, if I'm going to be going and taking a storage here, that means it is going to be acting as a blank storage for me, and I'm going to be having a full control on that. I can go and create multiple partitions on it. I can go and create a file system of my own choice, and then I can start consuming it. That means it is going to be as good as using a blank hard disk, brand new hard disk. So that's the benefit of the infrastructure layer here. So it is going to be giving you full control on the components you're going to be consuming. At the same time, you will have a responsibility of managing this infrastructure. That means if you're going to be taking this compute, if you're going to be going and installing the operating system on it, that means you have a responsibility of managing that operating system. That means the responsibility of patching it, responsibility of keeping it virus free, the responsibility of monitoring it, keeping it available, that all lies with you. So you have all the responsibility of managing these. So you have the full control, but you have the responsibility as well. Let me go and move on to the layer above it, and that's called platform, or platform as a service. Okay, it's also a platform as a service. So within the platform as a service, I'm again going to be going and trying to consume this service as a managed service from Amazon. That means I'm going to be going and saying, hey, I need a storage which I want to consume, but I don't want to manage the underlying infrastructure for it. The object storage examples are, you might have used the Microsoft OneDrive or Google Drive or maybe Dropbox. All those are different examples of the object storage. Okay? All those are different examples of the object storage. So that means I'm just going to be going and saying I do need an storage here, and how it is being managed, that's up to the vendor to manage it. If that storage is coming from a Dell server or from HP server, or what kind of file system it is going to be holding, that is all being managed by the vendor. I will not have any kind of a role to play in that. My job is just to go and store the data on it. And I'm just going to be going and requesting whenever I need that. Okay, it's gonna be that easy for me. Rest of the stuff, how data is stored, managed, retrieved, and protected, I'm all gonna be leaving that onto the cloud provider. So whenever you are using a Google Drive or a OneDrive or a Dropbox, do you ever bother that what is the underlying operating system on which it is running, or what kind of a file system the hard disk contains where you're going to be storing your objects? You don't bother about that, right? You just go and try storing all your files over there. Okay, you just go and store all the files over there. All right, so similarly, we have one more layer here, and that's called application, and that's also known as application as a service. So within the application as a service, right now we are using a software called GoToWebinar, and the GoToWebinar is a communication and a collaboration software here. So this particular layer gives you the most convenience possible because you're not bothered about the platform, you're not bothered about the infrastructure it is coming from. You just clicked on the link and started opening up in the browser and started consuming it by connecting to it. So here you are actually not bothered about that. Is it running on Java, .NET, or any other platform? You're also not concerned about that if it is gonna be coming from the Windows, Linux, Dell, HP, or any other server. You are just gonna be running and consuming this service. So that means the application layer is gonna be giving you the most convenience, and the infrastructure layer is gonna be giving you the most control of it. Okay. So in the infrastructure layer, you don't have the convenience because you have to manage all those resources. And whereas in the application layer, you have the most convenience, but you don't have the control. You cannot go and say that I want to run that on .NET or Java. You cannot say that I want to run that on Windows. You are only going to be going and consuming these services. And in this training program, we are actually going to be going and experiencing all these different layers. We are going to be working with the infrastructure, platform, and the application. We are going to be working in all different layers here. And as we are going to be going through all those different services, I'm just going to be going and pointing it out that where exactly, that particular service lives in. Is that okay for everyone? All right, let me just pause here and let me check for the questions you may have here. And I'm actually going to be going and using this sheet for QA purpose as well. Okay, it's going to be helping me keep all the questions in organized way. Otherwise, if you're going to be typing here in the control panel, I may miss out some of the questions you may be typing here, and you also don't know that what all different questions are being asked by other participants, and maybe you may have the same question on your mind. So let me go here in the sheet, and I'm going to be going and creating a one more sheet here, and I'm going to be calling this one as a QA. I'm going to be creating a section here. Let me say today is 1st of December here, and just put your name here and the question you have. And I'm gonna be visiting this sheet frequently, and I'm gonna be trying to answer the questions. You're gonna be adding it here. Okay. And today is day one for us. And this sheet is also going to be acting as a repository for you. You can go and refer that back, that what all the different questions were being asked on this training program, and you can go a reference of it. And sometime I'm going to be giving you some additional material here. I'm also going to be adding some external resources to it, some of the document references, some of the commands. I'm just going to be going and adding it here in this resource sheet. Okay, let me make this an introduction and park it here. So we're going to be using the QA sheet. Let me share the link with all of you again. I think few of the people have, few of the folks have joined us late. Okay, sending that into the chat window, and also going to be sending it in the questions control panel here. Yes, Atul, you are right. So this online document sheet is also application as a service, right? We are just going to be consuming this service. You're right. Okay. So Adam is asking that, are we actually going to be deploying the EC2 instances in this course? And Adam, yes, the answer is yes. We are actually going to be going and working with a lot many EC2 instances on the daily basis. So on each training program, we are actually going to be going and creating a lot many virtual machines here. And let's see how it goes. So you might be able to create one today itself. Okay. And actually, we do need these resources, these EC2 machines, for all these different services and the components we are going to be going and working with. We are actually going to be requiring a virtual machine here. All right. So Abir is asking that, all right, Abir, let me actually go and paste your question a little above. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of space available here. Let me try it adding here. So how the network resources can be included on the cloud? So do you mean the network core devices on the cloud? Actually not. But at some point of time, we are actually going to be going and using some kind of a network gateways. We are going to be using some kind of a routing tables there, and also going to be going and defining our own network range. That means I'm going to be going and defining my own private network in the cloud, and then I'm going to be going and creating the creating my resources within that cloud, within that particular area. So most of the network components are actually being virtualized, and we are actually going to be using them as a software as a service. Okay. All right. Yeah, you can actually type in the next columns if you have any follow-up questions, or you think that's fine with you. Okay. All right. Very, very nice. You're welcome, Abir. Okay. All right. So before I begin and before I take you to further into the comparison of the different vendors here, and before we go and start working with creating our own AWS account and start actually utilizing that one. Okay. Before we do that one, let's take a short break here. Okay, it's almost a 60 minutes into this session. Gonna be taking a first break here so that we can drink some water and then can resume. All right, I'm just gonna be bringing in the clock here, and I'm gonna be taking a short break here. Okay, so I'm gonna be taking a 10 minutes break here, and we'll talking to you in 10 minutes. Okay, enjoy your break, and we'll continue working with the AWS here. All right, folks, time up and I'm back here. Let's resume our session. Okay, Chandra is asking that how to handle the security issues while storing the data in the cloud. So, Chandra, there is no one specific answer here. So when we are going to be working with the different services, and when we are going to be working with the different type of storage, so there are different protection methodologies available to you. And most of the time, we are actually going to be using the encryption to encrypt our data, which is going to be at rest, which is going to be stored in the cloud. And how to handle the downtime situation during the deployments. So I'm not sure which kind of a deployment you are looking for. Is that something you are trying to bring something into the cloud, or what exactly do you mean to new deployments? Or if you can expand on these questions, that's going to be helpful. Okay, for the existing code and the tables. All right. You mean to say if you have an existing databases or existing code, then how you're going to be managing the deployments. So there are different tools available, such as a blue-green deployment, which is going to be helping you doing the transitioning more easy than avoiding the downtime situations. Okay. Again, some of the services or some of the applications are going to be covered under it, but in some cases, yeah, there are going to be downtime which is going to be applicable. Okay, Atul is asking that what would be the roles and responsibilities of the AWS solution architect? So, as a solution architect, you actually need to understand the current requirement or the client's requirement, and then translating into the solution, then translating into it that uh, what all different AWS services you're going to be using it to create that solution, and then try developing that solution with the help of operations team. That what is the roles and responsibilities of the solution architect is. All right, Naveen is asking for the private and the public cloud difference. We are going to be covering that here, Naveen. I'm going to be showing you that slide. And if you want to read a crisp explanation on that, that slide is also coming there. So it's going to be very crisp line giving to you over there. Okay, you're welcome, Atul. You're most welcome here. Okay, Gaurav is saying, I know this course is the basic on the learning path. Will there be any discussions on moving on-prem application to the AWS? No, there won't be any discussion on that. We are not going to be doing any migration discussions here on this course. So are we going to cover all the aspects of each AWS services, for example, the EBS storage encryption, S3 encryptions and Uh, all the aspects may not be able to cover all the aspects, but yes, we'll be trying to cover what all is required in the scope of this course. Because some of the applications are really great in length and in breadth. So maybe we are not going to be going into very much in detail, but yes, gonna be discussing the basic features of them and what all the advantages and disadvantages and where the solution fits in. Okay. Okay, welcome Gaurav. So let's go and move on here. Okay, so let me bring in this slideshow, and then we are gonna be trying to cover a few of the stuff here, some of the definitions here. Okay, you're welcome, Satish. Let's move in here. No follow-up questions. Okay. So let me try getting in the slideshow here. Okay, here the slideshow is. All right, let's go and look at the different cloud computing models here. All right, so here is the crisp definition that we were looking for: infrastructure as a service. It says the cloud service providers offer the virtual machines, IT infrastructure, storage, network operating system to their customers as a service, and the customer pay to use them. That is where the infrastructure comes in. So whenever you're going to be taking the virtual machine, storages part, and all those components, and gonna be using them as per pay model. That's the first infrastructure as a service is. Okay, the second one here comes as a platform as a service. So in the platform as a service is an on-demand environment for testing, developing, delivering, and applications. So that is where you're going to be actually getting the applications or the services as a platform available to you. You can go and start consuming that. And then we have a software as a service, whereas the softwares or the applications are going to be available to you. You actually don't bother about the underlying platform and the infrastructure. You just go and use that. It delivers the software application over internet on demand and on subscription basis. Okay, these are the few of the definitions. And if I have to do a quick comparison, so I think the next slide is going to be very interesting to see. So here, as you can see, if I'm going to be going and using a software as a service, and you will find that all these different responsibilities are managed by the vendor. So vendor is going to be managing the networks, storage, servers, virtualization, operating system, middleware, runtime, data, and applications. And as I'm going to be going toward the infrastructure as a service, or if I'm going to going to the on-premises, I have a more responsibility to manage the stuff. Okay, there's going to be more responsibility. Okay, let's uh, let's now look at the different cloud computing models. Okay, so here are the different cloud computing deployment models. So whenever we are actually creating a pool of resources, that's what the cloud is. And if I'm going to be making that pool available to the public, that's going to be the public cloud. We are actually going to be creating a pool of resources in all different clouds. But at the end of the day, who is actually going to be consuming it and paying for it? That is going to be making the difference. If I'm going to be creating a pool and going to be allowing everyone to go and create account and then consume the resources, it's going to be public. But if I'm going to be going and creating a cloud and going to be only consuming within the organization, it's going to be only private for me. That means not open to the public. Then comes the hybrid one. So hybrid is a combination of a public and the private one. That means some of the services I can go and consume from the public cloud, or maybe different various public cloud vendors, and some of the services I'm going to be going and consuming that from the private cloud as well. And the last one we have is for the community, and which is actually having a several different organizations gonna be creating a shared common infrastructure for them. and some of the companies are going to be distributing among themselves, not open to the public, but it's kind of restricted for group of companies. Okay, hope this gives you some clarity around how those different computing models are. All right, I'm actually not a very big fan of all these presentations, so I'm gonna be actually showing you a lot of stuff hands-on. Okay, so let's actually go and try something out. Otherwise, I don't want to kill you with my presentations here. Uh, let's go and look at the how exactly the AWS global infrastructure looks like, and then gonna be jumping onto and creating an account, and then gonna be looking up some of the working environment here. And in between, we'll continue to discuss some of the theory part as well. But I want you to get a feel of it, that how you're going to be going and enjoying this course. Okay. All right. Let me actually bring in a link which I want to share with you. So for this training purpose, you are also going to be doing the hands-on work along with me. Okay. I'm actually going to be showing you the demonstrations, and I will be requesting you to follow me. For that, you do need an AWS account. If you have the account with you, that's very nice. If you don't have a AWS account, you can actually go and sign up for a free account from the Amazon. Amazon does offers a free account for 1 year for the learning purpose, and you can actually use many of the services free of cost. So uh, there's a one notion among people that free account means everything is going to be free inside it. So that's not the case. So there are gonna be free services, there are gonna be paid services, and it's gonna be depending upon you that what you're gonna be going and consuming it. Are you gonna be going and consuming the free services, or you're gonna be going and consuming the paid services, and your bill is gonna be dependent on that. It's not that if you're gonna be signing up for the free account, there is gonna be no charges on that on your account at all. Okay. So if you're gonna be trying to use some of the paid services, there are gonna be charges in your account. Okay, and I'm gonna be walking you through that what all is free, what all is chargeable, and as we are gonna be going and working through different services, I'm also gonna be giving you heads up if there is any kind of paid service over there. But for most of this course, for most of the parts, I think up to 70-80%, all the free services is something which you are gonna be going and consuming it. Okay, if there is anything paid coming up, I'm just gonna be sharing the details with you, the charges with you. So I want you to go to this link and sign up for your free tier account. Okay, I'm just going to be sharing this link with you. So this link is coming here in the chat, and I'm also going to be going and creating a one more tab here. I'm just going to be calling this one as a resources sheet, and I'm going to be putting all the important links over there, such as this is the first link for the free tier account. Go and grab that link and try to sign up for the free tier account, and it's going to be asking you that is it an individual account or is it a corporate account. So ask for it's an individual one, and it is also going to be asking you that what's the reason signing up for this account, and say I'm a student and going to be using it for the practice purpose. Okay, it might be asking you for credit card details, so feel free to provide that one. That's okay to give the credit card details, because Amazon want to verify that there are legitimate users who are interested to use the services. It's not robot or someone else trying to create the multiple accounts over there. So your account is not gonna be overcharged, auto charged. Okay, it's not gonna be auto charged. The the month end bill is gonna be presented to you. You need to evaluate, go through the bill, and then you can go and pay the bill. It's not the credit card information you're going to be providing. Amazon is going to be going and auto charging at the month end. Okay, it's not. Okay, and when you're going to be signing up for the free account, whenever you're going to be providing the details for your credit cards, you may find there's a $1 charge or maybe 2 rupees charge on your account, and that will get reversed in 48 hours. Okay, that is going to be refunded to you. All right, let me also create one more tab here, and I'm going to be calling this one as a lab. And that's where I'm going to be going and tracking that how we are doing in terms of lab, as we are going to be doing a lot of different labs here. And let me go and add your name here. And the first lab for us today is the free tier account. So do you have the AWS account with you? So if you have, or if you have signed up for the account, just go and mark as a done in front of your name, so that I know that how many folks are ready with their account, and we can go and start exploring our account here. All right, very nice. Thank you, Aditya. And please, someone try removing these extra spaces here. Let's try deleting them here. Okay. Okay, thank you, Atul. So looks like some of you have the account ready. That's very, very nice. That's helpful. So guys, I'm trying to remove these extra spaces here. So apologies if you're trying to type something here. And if your name is missing here, please go ahead and add it here. Yeah, if your name is missing, go and add it in this list. So you already have the link. So I'm just going to be giving you 5 minutes to sign up for this free tier account, and then I'm going to be helping you explore this account. Okay, so go ahead and sign up for this account, and you have a 5 minutes to sign this up. And if you're looking for the link to sign up, so here is the link in the resources tab. So feel free to use that. Okay, I'm just gonna be giving you 5 minutes here. Okay. I mean, if you're not able to edit this one, so try using a different browser, because this sheet is open to everyone. Anyone having a link can go and edit this. Okay. All right. No worries. I mean, I'm gonna be adding your name here. Do you have the account? Okay. So you need to go and sign it up whenever you're ready to go and put it yes here. All right, so I'm just gonna be giving you 5 minutes, guys, and here's the clock.
And if you're having any difficulty, or if you're not able to answer any question over there while creating the account, so just let me know, and let's create that free tier account here. And guys, if your question is a lengthy one and you have a difficulty typing that in the in the sheet or in the control panel, you can also request for the microphone. So do let me know if you need a microphone. I can help you with that. So, I mean, I'm not sure what challenge you have. Are you not able to browse through the link? Or you can just go and type in the Google saying AWS free tier account, and you will get a link for the Amazon and where you can sign up for the free tier account. Else you can pick that up in the resources sheet. All right, folks, time up, and I do see most of you are able to create this one. So that's very, very nice. And what I'm going to be doing here is I'm actually going to be going and logging on to my free tier account. Okay. So let me go and try logging in here. And I'm just going to be going and trying to put my username and the password. And it's going to be showing me the sign in screen. Okay, there we go. I'm just adding my username and then going to be adding my password here. So here I am on my AWS Management Console. Okay, this is how the AWS Management Console looks like. And whenever you log in, so this is the kind of a default page you do see. And on this default page, uh, you will find there is a um, one arrow here. If you're going to be going and expanding that one, it is actually going to be going and showing that to you that what all different services are being offered here on this management console. Okay, and and there are actually hundreds of services which are going to be mentioned here, and all of them are actually grouped in each section here. For example, you will find one of the section for storage, for databases, for media services, okay, for the mobile services, for the customer engagement, and all of them are grouped similar like that. So do not worry, we don't have to cover all these services on this single training program. So there are many services which are for the developers. There are many which are going to be for the big data. We have to just cover the specific services which are going to be applicable for the solution architect. Okay, so first service which we're going to be going and talking about is the compute service here, right? We are going to be talking about the EC2, which is actually going to be the virtual servers in the cloud. This is how we are going to be actually going and creating the virtual machines in the Amazon cloud. Okay, this is where we're going to be launching the Windows, Linux servers here, and then going to be going and installing different softwares to consume them. We also have a serverless computing platform here called Lambda. That means we can actually go and execute our code without provisioning the servers. We can just go and give the code and request Lambda to go and execute that for us. And we are only going to be going and paying for the time our code is running, our script is running. We also have something called Beanstalk, and Beanstalk is a is a platform as a service. Is gonna be creating a platform for you. You can go and select that I need a Java platform or a Python platform or a .NET platform, and it's going to be going and creating that for you so that you can host your services on it. We have a storage service next, and we are also going to be talking about the storage services in this course. In this storage services, the very first service which is shown here is S3, and S3 is a simple storage service. It's an object storage, and we are going to be going and looking at that how we can go and use this service. Okay. We also have something called S3 Glacier. Okay, so we'll be going in and helping you understand that what exactly that service is and where it fits in. Okay, all right. And if I'm going to be going and scrolling it down for the databases, so you do find that there are different type of databases which are available in the Amazon. We have a relational databases, we have a non-relational one. We also have a in-memory caching. We have a data warehousing solutions as well. Okay, so there are a number of options which are available under the database category, and we are going to be spending good amount of time here in the database section. We are not going to be talking about the migration, but we are going to be talking one of the service called Snowball here. Okay, I'm going to be talking about this one. In the networking, we'll definitely going to be talking a lot on the VPC, and VPC is actually going to be helping us create our own private network within the Amazon so that we can provide an isolation, we can segregate our workload. Also going to be talking about the CloudFront, which is a content delivery network, and the Route 53, which is the DNS services. We also have a direct connect, which is a dedicated lease line to have the connectivity between the on-premises data center or the customer office to the Amazon, so that you don't have to send your traffic over the internet. You can bypass the internet and use a dedicated connection or a lease line between your office and the Amazon. We are not going to be talking about the developer tools or anything here, but we are going to be talking something on the security, identity, and the compliance. So in here, we are going to be starting with the very first service called identity and access management. And we are going to be going and creating managers, manage and access for us. We are going to be creating multiple users and then going to be providing some of the different roles and responsibilities for them. So for example, within your organizations, you have different teams. We have system admin teams, database teams, network teams. All those different teams have different responsibilities. Similarly, within the Amazon cloud, we are going to be going and providing the different responsibilities of different users who are going to be helping us manage this account and services for us. Okay, all right. And we have some more services we are going to be covering here and talking in the security sections. So as we are going to be going through this course, will visit each of the section and then going to be going and talking the stuff here. Okay, so to start with, we actually need to understand that how the AWS infrastructure looks like. Okay, so to help you understand the AWS infrastructure, I'm actually going to be taking you to one of the Amazon's site here, and let me just bring that in here, and I'm going to be sharing the AWS global infrastructure for you. Okay, all right, here is the link. And let me go and add this link here in the resources section of our sheet. It's a global infrastructure. So, so let's go and check this out. So if I check the definition of the global infrastructure, if I want to go and check that how the Amazon's infrastructure is deployed around the globe, how Amazon's data centers looks like, what can I expect over there? So it says the Amazon global infrastructure consists of 57 availability zones and 19 regions. Okay, there are 19 regions and there are 57 availability zones. So let's try understanding that what does Amazon means by that. Okay, let's try understanding that. I'm going to be going and bringing in the my drawing sheet. I'm going to be using the presentation here as a drawing sheet, and I'm going to be drawing some stuff here for you. Okay. So let me try drawing some stuff here for you. So I'm gonna be designing a one data center. I'm gonna be representing a one data center here. Let's say this box actually represents the data center. So if this box is a data center here, so what do you expect in a data center? So what all different resources we do expect are there in a data center? So can you share that in the control panel here? So what do you expect in the data center? Okay, yep, that's right. The first thing which comes into the mind is the servers. So let me go and create some of the servers here. So we're gonna say we'll be having some servers here. So we'll be actually having hundreds or thousands of servers within the data center. We're gonna be having a multiple servers in configured in our data center. Okay, let me say I have multiple servers over there. So what else you think apart from servers are gonna be there in the data center? Okay, all right. I do see many inputs here. So go on. All right. So I do see many of you are not at all responding here. Okay. I want everyone to participate here. Okay. So when we are talking about the servers, we do need a storage where we are going to be keeping our data, where we're going to be going and installing the operating systems. So all that stuff is going to be going and living. So that's where the storage comes in. So let me go and add storage here. That's saying I'm going to be having a storage as well in my data center. Okay, let's create the storage here. Okay, so I have the storage here in my data center, and then we have to go and connect all these servers and storage and all those components together. We need to create some kind of a network here so that all of them can talk to each other. That's where the network appliances comes in. That's where we'll gonna be having a router, switches, cables, and all that networking stuff comes into play. So let's say I'm going to be having the some of the network appliances here, which is going to be helping me connect all that stuff together. So definitely apart from this, I'm going to be having some power supplies, UPS, cooling plants, and all that blah 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 stuff. Okay. So it's going to be having it all there. So I'm just gonna be having a picture of the one of the data center here. So this represents a one data center for me. Okay, and if I'm going to be having a group of multiple data centers, let's say I have two data centers and I'm going to be going and clubbing them together here. Okay, so I'm having a collection of data centers here, and Amazon's call this as availability zone. Okay, Amazon's call this as availability zone. So collection of multiple data centers is a availability zone. Okay, so let me go and label this one as a availability zone. So availability zone is a collection of multiple data centers. So how does Amazon manage this in case Amazon thinks they are all sold out, or if they think that they are running out of running low on the resources, they actually go and expand this availability zone by adding one more data center in it. Okay, they just go and create and add one more data center in that, and they expand the availability zone in that way. And this different data centers actually help them manage the infrastructure in a better way. These all data centers are having their own different cooling units, their own different power supply, their own different network appliances, so that in case if there's a failure in one of the data center, it does not impact the other. Okay, it does not impact the other. Okay, and now if all right, let me go back here. If I'm going to be having a collection of multiple availability zones, right now I just created a one. Let's say I have a one more availability zone here. All right, so that means I have a two different availability zones here. The collection of multiple availability zone is actually known as a region. Okay, if I'm going to be clubbing them together, this is what the region looks like. This is how the region is. And when we talk about these availability zone, these regions, all of that is going to be going and existing in one single city. Okay, this all is going to be in a one single city. So let's say if I'm going to be talking about that my region is there in London, that means all that is going to be physically located in London. Okay, all of that is going to be physically present in London. So this is what the how the region looks like. I'm just going to be going and labeling this one as a region. And these different availability zones, these availability zones are going to be few miles apart, but they are again going to be in the same city. Okay, they are again going to be in the same city, but they are going to be few miles apart. So availability zone is going to be having a multiple data centers. So that means these data centers are going to be in the same campus, okay, or maybe in the same building. So the multiple data centers are clubbed to make a availability zone, and multiple zone availability zones are clubbed together to make a region. So does this make sense, guys? Okay, very, very nice. And if you have any queries, please go and post it here on the QA sheet. Okay, we are we are going to be having this QA sheet, so please go and post your queries here. In this QA sheet, we have a first tab here called QA, and please go and post your queries here. Okay, Radharaman saying that, as you said in this course, there is no migration discussion. So, but I believe there are going to be questions on the migration in the AWS certification exam. Okay, but I don't believe so. If there are going to be questions on the basis of the migration, it is more on the perspective of, if you are using the databases on premises, what you can use in the cloud. What is the corresponding service available in the cloud? Not from the perspective that how you're going to be moving it, how you're going to be migrating it. Okay, not from the uh, not from the perspective of you actually executing it. Is there any provision for me to get immediate warning if by mistake I'm going to be using any paid service or while doing or lab exploring? No, there won't be any kind of an immediate warning given to you. Okay, there's no immediate warning, but you can set up an alert if your current utilization is going to be going beyond a certain threshold. You can definitely can configure alerts for you. All right. All right. Some of the folks are still trying to type their one, and we can actually wrap this text so that it fits in a one of the line. I can help you wrap this here so that we don't have to expand this one. Okay, I've done the wrapping here, so it's gonna be going and fitting in here in one of the column. Okay. Okay, Adam is asking that how we can participate. Where are the people writing responses? Okay, the responses are gonna be are there in the questions panel. So you do have a question panel in there in the GoToWebinar. That is where you can go and respond. All right. Okay. Shamsher is asking that, can you share the exam details? That's a number of questions, the difficulty level and the duration. Yeah, Shamsher, I'm going to be talking about that. And actually, we do have the last lecture dedicated for getting you ready for the exam. And that is the place we are going to be talking a lot on the exam, but I'm just going to be giving you an overview that what to expect in the exam. And I'm also going to be sharing you the link where you can find more details about it. Okay. All right. So Garvey is saying that what is the strategy behind the different availability zone from the private cloud perspective? How How does it help? Does it stem from the concept of the high availability? Yes, absolutely, Gaurav. Actually, when we are going to be start utilizing the Amazon environment, then I think it's going to be taking a much more sense to you. Then you actually able to map this, that how exactly it is going to be translating into creating a solution. Okay, so I request you to just hang in there for a while, so you'll be able to understand it better in a while here. Hi, no problem. You're welcome, Gaurav. Shiva is asking, how about failure of any availability zone or failure in the region that can be handled? So Shiva, in that case, you should be creating your resources distributed across availability zones and across regions, so that in case you are losing any of the availability zone of the region, you can you can have actually uh, your resources available from a different region or different availability zone, and we are going to be helping you design and implement that. Okay, you are actually going to be doing that yourself, so don't worry about that. So you're going to be fine with it. Okay, how to know which data center one is using? All right, yep, we are going to be showing that to you. You're going to be going and selecting that which one you're going to be creating. Okay, I did not get any verification call, but still I have got my account created. But when I try to access any service, I get the message that account will take 24 hours to get activated. Okay, that's really sad to know, but sometimes yes, it does. It does take a little bit of time. So sometime if your credit card does not work in a first go, you will face this issue. I request you to create, use some different credit card or different debit card. And then give it a try. Okay, so Atul is asking, when we talk about a region, is it always a city or it can be a country? No, Atul, it's always a city. Okay, it's always a city. And I'm gonna be actually gonna be going and talking more on that. Okay, just gonna be going and talking more on that. So let me go and discuss more, and it's gonna be giving you more clarity around that. So I'm back here. Okay, I'm back here on the global infrastructure page, and where it is saying that we have a 57 availability zones and 19 regions. So now you actually understand that what do you mean by 57 availability zones and 19 regions. And if I scroll this down, you have a world map here. On this world map, you do see these amber circles. You see this orange circles here, and these amber circles represents a one region. So for example, so I do see in Australia, there's just one circle over there. So that means in Australia, we have only one region. And inside that circle, there is a number written over there. And that number represents that how many availability zones are there in Australia, in Sydney. Okay. So that means it's a three different availability zones are there in Australia. So if I look at the Singapore here, so Singapore again one region, and there are three zones, one region and two zones in India. So there are four regions here in Europe. Few of them here in China and Japan, and there are many in the US. Okay, there are many in the US. And then you also see some green circles here. So these green circles are coming soon. This is where the new regions are coming up here. Okay, and if you see one of the region which is there in the eastern side of the US, we have one region here which is having the highest number of availability zones there. It says 6. So this is actually the Amazon's headquarter, and this region is known as Northern Virginia or US East. And this is the one of the biggest installation Amazon is having. Okay, so I hope this is making more sense to you now. And let me actually go and relate this with our Amazon console. So let me go back to the Amazon console where I have actually logged in. Okay, here is the Amazon console. And if I go to the Amazon console, let me just increase the font size so that it's gonna be good for your eyes. Okay, this is good. If I go here in the Amazon console, on the upper right hand corner, you will find it is going to be giving me one drop down here. And if I click on there, it's going to be showing me all the different regions which are available here in the Amazon. And uh, here, that means in a one single account with the one single dashboard, I can go and work with any of these regions. I can actually go and choose that which region I would like to go and work with. Let's say I want to create some of my workload in Ireland. So I'm just going to be going and selecting that I want to work with Ireland region here. That means after selecting this Ireland is going to be showing as a default region in which I'm working. Okay, there we go. It's showing as a default region here. And then what all resources I'm going to be going and creating, all that is will be created in the Ireland. Okay, it's all going to be created in the Ireland. Let me show you more details about the Ireland. I'm just going to be going and clicking on the EC2 service, or you can also enter the EC2 service here in the search bar. It is going to be showing that to you, EC2. And as soon as I click on that one, it is actually going to be showing me more details about this Amazon. So here, okay, looks like I have a server running here. I'm just going to be going and shutting it down. So here, it's going to be showing that within the Ireland, I do have three different availability zones. Okay, showing the status of these availability zones. It's showing that I have availability zone 1A, B, and C, and all of them are green. They are all running. So that means within the Ireland, I have three different availability zones and they are up and running. And I'm going to be showing you that how we can go and select while creating the resources. Okay, how I can go and say, I want to create my server in which of the availability zone here. Okay, uh, as you know, as I'm going to be going and clicking in here, and it's going to be showing me many different regions to me. Okay, so you might be wondering that how do you decide that which region is good for me and which region I'm going to be going and working in? Okay, so if I have to go and work, so which region should I go and choose? Which region I should go and work? So here there are certain parameters which we need to talk about for deciding the region. Okay, we need to talk about certain conditions that might be some kind of a compliance or the regulatory requirements which are going to be helping us decide that in which region we are going to be going and operating it, and there are going to be other factors as well. So we are actually 2 hours into this session, and let's actually go and take a break here. So I'm going to be taking a break here, and once we come back, we are going to be actually going to be talking about that how we are going to be deciding that which region I'm going to be working in. Okay, before I go for a break, I just want to go and check if there are any open questions which need to be addressed here. Okay. Okay. Arun is saying that will databases and the operating system, etc., will not be present inside the data center. So Arun, those are going to be actually the services which we are going to be going and deploying on the server. So when we say server, so servers are actually going to be hosting the databases and the operating system. Okay. Hope that makes sense to you. All right. So let's go for a break here. All right. So enjoy your break. We'll talk to you in 10 minutes. All right, folks, time up and I'm back here. So let's resume our session. Okay, uh, now let's talk about that how to select a region, how to decide that where our workload is going to be going into. Okay, so for that, let me actually let me actually bring in my Word document, and we're going to be jotting down all the points which are going to be helping us decide which region we are going to be going and working in. Okay, and the very first point here to determine the region is um, compliance. Okay, now what do I mean by compliance here? Okay, what do you mean by compliance here? So there are a lot many different industries such as financial, such as pharmaceuticals, which are governed by the local regulators. And in many of the countries, especially in the Europe, so there are strict guidelines that if you're going to be going and dealing with the pharmaceuticals or the banking industry, you need to keep your servers, you need to keep your data in that specific country. Okay, so that means I really don't have choice, but if I'm going to be governed by the certain laws, I have to keep my servers, I have to keep my infrastructure, I have to keep my data in that specific country. No choice. Okay, so that's going to be the first point to consider, that which region I'm going to be working. So that means if I'm going to be operating um, from UK, that means I have to keep my infrastructure within that country, and I need to go and choose London as my region so that all my infrastructure stays in the country. Okay, so that's going to be the first point here to decide on the region. So here comes the second point, and the second point is gonna be that where exactly my user base is gonna be. Okay, where my users are gonna be located, from where the users are actually gonna be going and consuming these services. For example, there are a lot many uh, local online sites which only cater to a specific geographical region. That means they are going to be having a more and more customers coming from one specific location. For example, in India, we have a local online shopping site that's called Flipkart, and Flipkart only caters to the Indian users. Okay, so that means they don't sell outside India. They do only provide the services within India. So they do expect that all their customers are going to be from India only. Okay, they are their major user are going to be consuming their services from India. So then it makes more sense for them to create their infrastructure, keep their services inside India. So that is where they we are going to be going and creating their services within where their most of the users are located, so that the latency is going to be lower and users will be able to consume those services with a great results. So third factor is going to be the cost. Okay, third factor is going to be the cost. Now, not all the regions are of a same cost. If I'm going to be going and taking a one server from one region, the same server is going to be having a different cost in different region. So that means if I'm going to be trying to consume the services from London, so the cost is going to be different if I'm going to be going and trying to consume that in Sydney or maybe in Singapore. Let me actually show you one example here. Okay, let me actually take you to one of these service page here, and that service page is AWS EC2. So on that service page or the product page, I'm going to be going and clicking on saying pricing. So EC2 is actually a virtual machine. It's actually a VM in the cloud, and I'm going to be checking the price of this VM in the cloud. Let me go on click on pricing here. Okay, it's gonna be showing me some of the pricing here, and let me say I want to see the pricing um, for the reserve pricing here. And if I click on saying reserve pricing, it is going to be asking me that for which region you want to go and check the pricing for. And I'm going to be saying that I want to go and check the pricing in Northern Virginia or the US East, or where the US headquarters is. And I'm going to be going and saying that I would like to go and check the pricing for one specific model here. And the model which I'm going to be going and checking the price is actually 10x large. So this particular model M4 10x large is going to be offering me some amount of CPU and the memory. And the cost of this particular server on an hourly basis is $2. So if you look at the extreme right here, it says on demand hourly charges are going to be $2 per hour. That means if I'm going to be going and consuming this server is going to be available to me for the charge of $2 per hour. Okay, and let me try checking the same server in a different region. I'm just going to be going up, and then I'm going to be trying to select a different region. And this time, let me actually go and select, say, I want to see the price of the same server uh, in Mumbai here. This is Asia Pacific Mumbai here, and let me go and select this one. Okay, so as soon as I go and select this one, and again, I'm going to say I would like to track the same server. So you'll find the price of the same server is actually $2.10. That means the cost of the same server is 5% higher in Bombay, in Mumbai. It's going to be 5% higher there. So, and let me go and check how much it is going to be costing here uh, in London, if I'm going to be taking that in London here. Okay, I'm going to be going and selecting London here. All right. All right, let me search for the same server here, and it says, all right, so in London, it is going to be costing me $2.32. That means it is going to be 15% expensive here in London, the same server. And let me show you one of the most expensive region here. Okay, one of the most expensive region here. So let me go and select. I'm going to be going and selecting Sydney here, Sydney, Australia. And as soon as I'm going to be selecting the Sydney, Australia, and then I'm going to be trying to locate the price for the 10x large. Let's see what it comes back with. And there we go. So 25% more cost. Its same server is going to be costing me $2.50 in Sydney, Australia. So it's one of the most expensive region we do have here. Okay, so that means um, if you are gonna be selecting a region wisely, you may end up saving 25% of the cost of your infrastructure, and that matters a lot. For example, if I'm going to be going and using saying that I want to just use the infrastructure for the testing purpose or the development purpose, where I'm not going to be much bothered about the compliance and the users, that means I can actually save up to 25% just by selecting the right region for me. Okay, and this cost varies because of the local operating cost, the labor cost, the power cost, the local taxes, right? So all those costs are are contributing for the prices here. Okay, hope this makes sense, guys. And here I'm actually going to be going and adding one last item here, and that item is service availability. So not all these services are available in all the regions. So if I'm going to be going here on the AWS Management Console, and if I click on all services, so not all these services are available in all different regions. Okay, these hundred of services, not everything is available everywhere. Let me go and select, say, I want to go and select, say, uh, I want to work with Singapore. Okay, I'm selecting a Singapore here. So as soon as I made a selection of a Singapore, it's going to be showing up there that I have selected a region as a Singapore. And now if I'm going to be making any selection, those services are going to be going and consumed within Singapore. So here I'm just going to be going and scrolling it down, and I'm going to be going and locating one of the section here called customer engagement. So within the customer engagement, there is a one service called simple email service, and I'm going to be going and clicking on that. Okay, I'm just going to be going and clicking on that, saying I would like to use I would like to go and use this simple email service here. So let me go and click on that. So as soon as I go and click on that, so let's see what happens. All right, there we go. I do see a message here which says no, the current region is not supported. Okay, it's showing that the region where actually I'm trying to use this one is not supported one. All right, that's fine. So that means I'm actually don't have any choice but have to use only these three regions if I want to use it. Okay, if I want to use it. Okay, so let me summarize this and pause and take your questions if you have any with this. So that means if I'm going to be going and deciding that which region I need to use, I need to check if I'm going to be governed by any kind of a compliance or regulators. Then where my user base is, where my majority of users are who are going to be going and consuming this service. Then do I have any kind of a cost factor? Is the service is going to be available cheaper in some other regions? And the service availability means if I'm going to be trying to consume any of the service, so is that available in that particular region or not? Okay, so all these factors are going to be helping you decide that which region is good for you. So for this lab and for doing all the exercises, I'm actually going to be going and using Northern Virginia. So Northern Virginia is Amazon's headquarter and all the services are available there, and this one is the cheapest one. Okay, so let me go and select saying I'm gonna be going and working in Northern Virginia, and I'm gonna be using Northern Virginia for all different demos and all different services. Okay, so every time you log into your own AWS Management Console, this is the first thing you need to make sure that you are working in Northern Virginia. Okay, so it's not a good idea, it's not a good practice that you can keep creating the resources scattered across multiple regions. Although there is no restriction as such, it is pretty much possible that you might want to keep a one server in Singapore, another server in Sydney, or third server in Mumbai, or databases in London. So you can create those resources anywhere you want. There's no restriction as such. Okay, but as a good practice, it's a good idea to keep all of that in a one single region. Okay, so let me pause here and let me take up the questions you have. All right. Okay, Atul is saying that how do we protect the availability zone in case of any unforeseen event happens? Do we keep a backup of it in another region? Yes, Atul, there are actually multiple ways to protect the different services. And some of the services actually automatically have the multi region support. That means you actually need not to manage anything in there. It is Amazon's responsibility to do and manage that for you. Okay. And yes, we do have all different components, and as we go and proceed through this course, you will have a better understanding, because there's no standard that which applies to all different services. Some of the services are regional services. That means if that particular region is down, it is gonna be impacting your operations. But some of the services are actually they are kind of a global services, means you can go and use them any way you want. Okay, they won't be having any downtime over there. Okay, all right, I think this one is this one is not answered. Yeah, you're welcome, Atul. uh, Abir is saying that, can we use these divisions of region densities as a load balancer, or these are only for the high availability? Yes, of course you can use them for balancing your load as well, and definitely it's a good idea to have that for the high availability as well. Okay, you can use for the both the cases here. Okay. Okay, Adam is saying, so before we try to pick the EC2 instance, I want to run my software on a free tier, analyze its a footprint. Then after a while, we can determine that what the right instance is for us is. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you that what all do you get in the free tier. Okay, and let me know if it makes sense for you, because you cannot go and try out all different services over there. You have to actually, there's only one specific model which is available in the free tier. So you actually cannot go and run your system on a some small, medium, or large server and try it for some time. And if it fits for you, then you can go and continue using it. So that's not the case here. Okay. So I think by the end of tomorrow, you will have a fair idea that how exactly it is going to be working. Okay. All right. You're welcome, madam. Can we access the servers created in the different regions? Yes, of course. If you have the right kind of a privilege given, if you have the right type of firewall, if you have the right type of access granted, you can definitely access them if you want to. Okay. Otherwise, if you want, you think that they should not be accessible, you can do that as well. So it's up to you. These are your servers. You have full control on that, and you can decide that are they going to be talking to each other or not. Okay, all right. Hope this makes sense. All right, you're welcome, Srigam. And I do have a request here from Senthil. It's gonna be requesting for a microphone here. Yep, sure. Here we go. I'm gonna be. All right, you have the microphone, Senthil.
Yeah, hi group, it's Senthil here. Hi guys. Just wanted to know, you were discussing about are we going to discuss about the specifications, hardware specifications like T2 Nano, X Large, and are we going to discuss like for which, for what kind of situation which we're going to use it, how we're going to use it, those kind of things.
Yes, definitely. We are gonna be going through that. That is gonna be the first step for deciding that which model we are gonna be picking up for usage.
All right, and one more thing, like Do does AWS have the ability or authority to decide which availability zone the EC2 has to be hosted or something like that, or it is to be decided by us? And if AWS has the access or authority, is it a best practice to always leave it to AWS?
All right. I think we are jumping the gun here. So I think I would reserve the answer till we go
Okay.
to that point and then discuss that.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Gurpreet.
No problem. All right. So here we have one more question. So let me take this last question, and then we're gonna be moving on quickly here, and then gonna be trying to show you something there. So can we use data on one server in any other region, any other server in any other region? Can we use data on one server in any other server in any other region? Yep, That's again boils down to kind of an access you want to configure, that how they're going to be talking and accessing it. If you are going to be making your data shareable and you're going to be sharing with the other server in another region, that's quite possible. Okay, so anything you can think of can be done. Okay, so it's gonna be that how we are gonna be doing it, what choices of tools we are gonna be using it, what type of resources we're gonna be using it. That's gonna be a different story. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on to the EC2 service here. Okay, I'm just gonna be going and talking a little bit about the EC2 service here, and let me go to the product page here. Okay. So here is the EC2. So let's see what exactly EC2 is and why it is called as an EC2. So it says Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. So this is what EC2 stands for: Elastic, Compute, and Cloud. So C is coming twice. So they have replaced the CC with the C2. Okay, so that's what the EC2 stands for. And this is actually a virtual machine in the cloud. So it is actually a compute capacity in the cloud. It is resizable. That means if you are going to be selecting a server which you want to use, let's say I'm going to be picking a medium server, but later on you decide that medium server is not good for you. You actually need a large server. So you can resize that one without losing operating system, application, or any other data on it. And it's going to be secure as well. That means you can control the firewall access and other parameters on it, that who is going to be consuming it and how. And it is going to be available to you on an on-demand basis. That means you can launch the applications whenever you need it without any kind of commitments. Means if you need the server for 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, it's your choice, purely your choice. The moment you say I don't need that server, you will not be charged. Okay, you will not be charged. You will not be having any kind of commitments. You will not be having any kind of ownership for that. All right, wonderful. So EC2 is going to be helping us create the virtual machines. So let's see how that works. And you can follow me in this exercise. I'm here on the AWS Management Console. And the first thing I'm going to be going and checking here is I'm working in North Virginia. Okay, it's going to be showing me that I'm working in North Virginia. So I'm all good. I'm going to be expanding all the services and then selecting the very first service over there called EC2. So let me go and select that one. Okay. All right, here I am on the EC2 dashboard, right? It says it's the EC2 dashboard, and this is something which we have seen earlier, where it is going to be showing us the service health for this particular region. I'm going to be showing how many availability zones we do have and how we're going to be going and consuming that one. That is where I do have the blue big button here called launch instance. And I'm just going to be going and clicking on that. Okay. So as soon as I click on that, it is actually going to be showing me a kind of a wizard, and that wizard is going to be showing me 7 different steps. And what these different steps are, it is actually like asking me to choose a software, to choose a hardware, to choose a networking, to choose a storage, the description of it, and then the firewall rules, the security part of it, and then finally review and create it. That means I need to go and configure all that steps and also understand all those steps before I go and create the server for me. Okay, I need to go through all these different steps. I need to understand that what all those means and how I'm going to be going and using them. Okay, so I actually want to start this tomorrow. I actually want to show that to you tomorrow so that we can actually go through all these steps in detail and then go and log into our very first machine over there. I'm going to be showing you the Windows machine first, and then I'm also going to be showing you a Linux machine. That how do we create and connect to those servers? Okay, what kind of properties are required here? What settings matters for the server, and how we are going to be going and using it. So today I'm going to be actually going to be showing you a one very basic and easy to use service here. I'm going to be going and clicking on the AWS, and I'm going to be going and showing you a service called a very basic service here called Elastic Beanstalk. And Elastic Beanstalk is a web application platform as a service. You can only go and deploy your web application over here. And this one is one of the most easy service to use. Looks like I do have something already existing there. So let me just clean my environment so that it's going to be showing as same as yours. So this is how it looks like whenever you're going to be landing here for the very first time. And here, if you already have any kind of an application created for you, you can actually use this platform to go and deploy and see that how it works. Here, there are three different steps for you to follow, just simple three steps. One, select the platform, then provide your code or use the sample code, and then go and run it. And here it's going to be giving me multiple options that do you want to use this as a PHP platform, Ruby, .NET, Tomcat, Node.js, and Python. So which kind of a platform you want to create. So let's see how this works. Okay. And I'm just going to be going and clicking on saying get started. And it's going to be asking me what is the name of the application you are going to be giving. And I'm going to say I want to call this one as my app. And it says which platform you want to create it. I'm going to say I would like to go and create let's say PHP environment here. And I'm going to be using a sample application code which is there available with the Amazon. Or if you have any of code available in the PHP, you can go and upload it here. I'm just then going to be going and hitting the create application, and that's it. I need not to specify anything. Amazon is going to be automatically provisioning everything required for it. It is actually going to be going and creating a server at the back end, creating all the infrastructure required for me, and finally gonna be deploying the sample application and gonna be giving me a URL so that I can go and use that application which I have deployed here. So that's how easy it is to work with the some of the applications which are can be used with a one single click. Okay, so it is doing all the heavy lifting. It is actually going to be doing and creating all that stuff here for me. As I see this console messages right now, they might not be understandable by you because you don't know these components in detail. But actually, I'm going to be showing this particular tool to you again in a couple of weeks, and I think then you will be able to analyze and understand all these messages, that what exactly is happening at the back end, how this particular service is working, and what all resources it is provisioning and creating. Okay, so that's the idea of this course, is to help you understand all these services inside out so that you know that what exactly is happening under the hood. Okay, so this Elastic Beanstalk is actually created for the developers who want to go and deploy and test their application, that how their application looks like once deployed. And the developers need not to be aware of all these different infrastructure components. They can simply go and deploy all that stuff with a single click and see how that works. So as we are talking, so within few minutes, all that stuff is ready for us, and it is going to be showing me a green checkbox. It's going to be giving me a confirmation saying, hey, the environment which you have asked for is ready, and go and use that one. So I'm just waiting here the green checkbox to appear, and I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to be going and consuming that one. Okay, I do see a message here saying successfully created the environment. And there we go. I do see a green checkbox here saying the PHP environment is ready for me and the sample application is loaded on there. And I do have the URL available to me here. So if I go and click on this URL, so I'll be able to actually see that how my default application looks like. So let me go and click on there, and there we go. It's actually showing that congratulations, you have actually deployed Elastic Beanstalk PHP application, and that is actually running in our own dedicated environment. And it's showing that I'm actually running a PHP 7.2. That's really cool. I have not installed the operating system. I have not installed any kind of a PHP software. I have not created anything here. Everything is done by the Beanstalk for me. So that's kind of a convenience we are talking about here in the Amazon. Okay, and I'm just going to be paying for this service as long as I'm going to be using it. If I'm going to be using it only for 1 hour, I just pay for 1 hour and I just can go and terminate this service. And the way we have actually created and provisioned this environment, the deletion is also going to be equally easy. I can just go and remove everything what all it has created with a single click. Okay, I'm just going to be going and saying I don't need this environment. I'm going to be going here in the actions and gonna say go and terminate this environment. All right, I know right now it is not making a lot of sense for you, but I'm just gonna be showing this to you for the convenience purpose. Okay, and we actually gonna be covering this particular server since some later point of time in our course. So, but right now, whatever we have created with the help of it, it's a part of the free tier. Okay, and there are no charges for it. You can use this basic service for free. It's a part of the free tier. So wherever we do have some kind of paid services, I'm just going to be going and showing you the information on that. I'm going to be discussing the cost with you, and I'm going to be also giving you heads up that how much it is going to be costing you. Okay. All right. As soon as I say I don't need this environment, it is actually going to be going and start terminating it. So that's very nice. I need not to do any kind of a cleanup here. It's actually going to be doing all that cleanup here. All right. Actually, that's I want to show you here today. And tomorrow, we are all going to be set to start our journey with the very first service with the Amazon, and that's called EC2. I'm just going to be waiting here to get this deleted. And in the meantime, I'm just going to be quickly showing you about the detail about the certification. And I'm again going to be going to the certification page here. And if I go over the certification page, okay, and going to be scrolling it down, and I'm actually going to be locating that I want to know about more about the architect's certification. And in this, there are two certifications available, associate and professional, and I'm going to be clicking saying I want to learn more on the associate. Okay, here is a page and it contains all the information you need regarding your certification exam. Let me click in this link and provide this link to you in the resources section so that you can go and browse through for the more details. Okay, here is the resources section and I'm going to be going and adding it here. So exam details. All right. And let me walk you through here. If I'm going to be scrolling this down, and you will find all the details. But here is the exam overview for you. So in this exam overview, it's actually going to be showing you that it is going to be a 130 minutes long exam, and it is going to be costing you $150. Multiple choice, multiple answer questions, and the questions are going to be somewhere around 55. Okay, they're going to be 55 questions. They don't disclose that. Some of the folks get less, some of the folks get more, depending upon the kind of a set of questions you do get and how do you respond to those questions. There is also a practice exam, but it is only for the people who are new to the online exam pattern. If you don't know how the exam online exam works, and doesn't know that how do you navigate through the online exam, then it's a good idea to go through this practice exam. Otherwise, I don't recommend this exam. This exam is not to check your preparation or check your knowledge, that how good you are with this topics. Okay, this is the more information about the exam, uh, the type of questions and the bifurcation on the different topics. We are gonna be talking more on that as we go along. Okay, hope this gives you a more insight. I know when you start a new topic, a new class, new environment, you must be having some kind of anxiety on your mind. So don't worry, it's really, really very fun, fun-filled course, all hands-on, very, very intuitive. I'm sure you're going to be enjoying it. Okay, so just give me one more day here, and you're going to be loving this technology. All right, let me go and check if we have any other open question here. Okay. All right, great, Adam. Thank you for the comments. I'm glad that you're enjoying the class here, but there's more to come. Okay, there's more to come. Would we get any kind of a mock test as a part of this course? Yes, we do have the mock test associated with the learning management system. Okay, Nivedita, I see your comment, but I request you to please use this sheet for asking any questions and asking anything here, right? So let's use the common platform here. And you are concerned about the charge services, but as I mentioned earlier, everything what we have created so far is free. So don't worry about the charge. There are no charges for it. And the service which you're mentioning here, no, it is not charged one. Okay, yes, you are wrong. Okay, anything else, anyone? Okay. So do we need to pay the Amazon now for creating any URL or any other web services using it? Uh, I think it's gonna be a very, very generic question. It depends at what you're gonna be creating. But what all we did today, we are not gonna be paying anything for it. Okay. There are gonna be some of the services which are gonna be costing you some money. But as I discussed earlier, so I'm gonna be giving you heads up before using any kind of a paid service. Okay. Otherwise, feel free to use any of the service which I'm showing you here. What are the demos I'm gonna be giving you here? So don't worry at all for that. There are gonna be no charges for it. Okay. And we are actually gonna be doing something more around the account costing, where you can go and check the billing. You can create some kind of a billing alerts for you. We're gonna be talking more on the account management tomorrow. Okay, Abir is asking, can we create multiple apps with the same technology like PMP, for example? Yes, Abir, you can create them, but all of them may not be free. There is only going to be one which is going to be free in the free tier. Okay, not many, but yes, we can create that. Okay, thank you very much for the comments, Gaurav. I'm really honored that you're liking this session. Okay, folks, we are toward the end of today's session. So it was just the beginning here, and it looks like we have built a kind of a good solid foundation here to get started. So thank you very much for your time. So have a great evening or great day ahead for you. Let's talk tomorrow. Bye for now.